What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. There's an old saying in boxing, as goes the heavyweight division, as goes the sport of boxing. Well, the heavyweight division has been cracking ever since Vladimir Klitschko left the scene with his boring jab and grab style. He was defeated by the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury took a sabbatical, got caught up on drugs and depression, the double D, and he's off the boxing radar for 2.5 years. And here came Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder, winning the WBC heavyweight title off of Bermane Stiverne. Showed his boxing skills, his boxing prowess, winning a unanimous decision. You had Anthony Joshua picked up 3 belts that Tyson Fury dropped off, and he was able to defeat Charles Martin. He was also able to defeat Joseph Parker, and he was able to become the unified heavyweight champion when he defeated also Vladimir Klitschko. Ever since then, the heavyweight division has been popping. Now, the heavyweight division here recently had kind of fallen off due to the fact that Deontay Wilder, who has a PhD in the one-hitter quitter, took a little sabbatical after he lost for the second time to Tyson Fury in one of the greatest heavyweight fights since the Thriller in Manila, in my opinion. Or at least the second, not my bad, at least the first Evander Holyfield-Mike Tyson fight, which, quiet as kept, was one of the greatest heavyweight fights in recent memory too, man. There was a lot of action going on in that fight. People kind of overlook it because of the upset of Holyfield. Nobody thought he had a chance to beat Mike Tyson coming off his previous performances and looking how Mike Tyson was looking like his old unbeatable self after he got out of prison. That was a very exciting heavyweight division at that time, and it's an exciting heavyweight division now that Deontay Wilder is back on the scene. Now, in this last fight, Deontay Wilder had a highlight reel knockout over his former sparring partner in a fight that many people billed as a tune-up, when he knocked out and put to sleep like he had gave him some NyQuil in the first round, Robert Helenius. Now, he's basically in a de facto WBC tournament. Before that fight took place, we had Andy Ruiz, who was in the WBC eliminator, versus Luis Ortiz. He dropped Ortiz multiple times, and he was able to win that fight via unanimous decision. And now we're through with the semifinals, and we're down to the finals, featuring Deontay Wilder taking on Andy Ruiz. The winner of this fight will be the mandatory for Tyson Fury's WBC title. Now, Fury has a fight coming up with Derek Chisora December 3rd, and a fight nobody was checking for, but a fight that seems to be doing well down there in the UK, as reports have come out saying that the fight did 150,000 buys in one day. So again, we got to understand that the UK is the capital of boxing right now. They support boxing the best from what I've seen. And that is the capital of boxing, man. You got to give credit where credit's due. Over here, boxing is a niche sport. And due to the fact that we're not getting a lot of these fights that we're asking for, we're getting a lot of these fights well past this due date, boxing has become an afterthought in the sports world. With all that being said, my source is telling me that Deontay Wilder will take on Andy Ruiz either March 18th or May 6th. Now, the May 6th date is a very interesting date. That's Cinco de Mayo, and they will be fighting on that date if Canelo Alvarez, the cash cow boxing, does not come back to fight in May. Now, he's nursing an injury, and it's rumors out that he'll be back by May, and there's rumors out that he won't come back to September. Now, if he don't come back to September, then we get Wilder versus Ruiz for Cinco de Mayo. If he does come back in May, my bad, I said September. If he does come back in May, then we'll get Deontay Wilder versus Andy Ruiz for March 18th. And the venue I'm hearing that's going to host this fight will be MGM Grand Arena. Now, you got a lot of people out here saying that the PBC is broke and the PBC is about to go out of business. But from what I'm hearing, the PBC has just got through reserving 4 dates for the MGM Grand Arena. January 7th, January 28th, which is going to be the date for Jermell Charlo versus Tim Tszyu. March 18th and February 4th. The January 7th date was supposed to be the date for Errol Spence Jr. versus Terence Crawford, but Terence Crawford ran out the back door and signed with the BLK Prime to take on David Avanesian. Now, we had a audio that was leaked, or I don't know if it was leaked or just released. I don't know what the case was, but Errol Spence Jr. seemed to think that he was very close to finalizing a fight with Terence Crawford for January. But much to his surprise, Terence Crawford threw a monkey wrench in those plans, and instead is going to fight number 6 in the WBO, David Avanesian. Errol Spence Jr. also revealed that Terence Crawford did not even trust his own lawyer and asked to speak directly to Al Haymon. And when stuff like that going on, that tends to drag out negotiations, because just like Terence Crawford has a busy schedule, Al Haymon has a busy schedule. He's advising over 100 fighters. So for you to ask for a face-to-face or a meeting with Al Haymon over the phone, that's gonna something that you're gonna have to be scheduled, and something that's gonna have to be by appointment, I would think, and actually that would take time. So you kind of see why these negotiations dragged on. He also revealed that people were really hounding him about the fight with Crawford, and he just wanted to get the fight done to get those people off his back. But Errol Spence Jr. is a truth, and a truth for a reason. And everything he said he's gonna do, he's done. And if I was him, I would play those people that's trying to troll and, get out their point of view because they're Bud Crawford fans. I would let them just continue to do what they do. I would pay them no mind. With all that being said, Errol Spence Jr., in my opinion, probably is going to end up moving up to 155 and taking on Ezri Landry Lara in a catchweight. That's the most appealing fight outside of 147. If he sticks around at 147, the best fight and the most lucrative fight is versus Keith one-time Thurman. Now, he also stated in the audio that he's not going to fight Keith Thurman, that the Thurman fights is past him. He's still feeling some type of way. He's still in his feelings about how Thurman treated him when he was a young fighter on the way up, when Floyd Mayweather Jr. first proposed a fight between Keith Thurman versus Errol Spence Jr. And the reasons why Mayweather proposed that, because people was asking, like, when you gonna fight Keith Thurman? He was like, nah, I ain't fighting Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman need to fight Errol Spence Jr. first. He beats Errol Spence Jr., then he gets a fight with me. That's how that fight was first born. All came out of the mouths, out of the soup coolers of Floyd Mayweather Jr. With all that being said, I'm past Spence versus Crawford. I didn't need that tape to verify what I already knew, that Crawford is the reason why the fight is not happening. Crawford decided to go into another direction. A lot of people are saying that he's a duck, quack, a.k.a. Donald Duck. I'm not going to say all that. I just say that he was not happy with the terms. He never agreed to the terms. So what he was saying previously, that he agreed to everything, that was a lie. I did a video about that. And I would definitely call him a guy that was not honest, was not telling the truth in the whole Errol Spence Jr. scenario, the whole Errol Spence Jr. negotiations. And I believe because the main reason why he decided to go the Donald Trump route and throw a whole lot of fake news out there, a whole lot of lies, throw a whole lot of things against the wall and see what stick, well, because he was unhappy with the guarantee by the PBC. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But the latest and the greatest is Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder, who has a PhD in the one-hitter quitter, will be taking on Andy Ruiz in his next fight. It will not be Alexander Usyk, who will sit on the sidelines and wait on Fury to take care of business with Chisora. And that fight between him and Usyk, Fury versus Usyk, from what I'm hearing, will be taking place in the early part of 2023 in Saudi Arabia. I think they're looking at the month of March, because they got to get that fight off by March, because mandatories will be called in the WBO, in the WBC, and WBA and IBF titles. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Joe Joyce is sitting there knocking on the door, so he's in prime position to fight for those titles, as he's #1 ranked. But again, he'll have to wait if they get that fight off by March. I think they had said that fight got to get done by February, but I think it's probably either late February or early March. But if they see that you got the fight lined up for March, I'm sure that the WBO will extend them a week or two to make the undisputed at the heavyweight division happen. Fury versus Usyk. Usyk. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Follow me on Facebook, Gerard.Briscoe.3551. Like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. And I holla.